Hey, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel for more spring decorating. It's been a minute since we've done a Decorate With Me video in here, and I don't think I've shared this accent piece I recently found at Hobby Lobby, 40% off. I do wish it was a little bit bigger, but I think it works. My hope is that it draws your eye there instead of way up there and around there. I love our two-story foyer as far as the natural light it provides, but it can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. Another challenge in this space is the layout because of our coat closet right over there. If that were not there and it didn't jut out as it does, I could have a beautiful, larger 8x10 rug fit nicely in here. But today I'm going to try a rug that I have on hand. It's a little bit smaller. It was in our sunroom and I took it away a few weeks ago when I gave that room a makeover. I'll link that video down below in case you'd like to take a look. Now before I get started, I can see a few shoe prints, scuff marks, and dust bunnies. So let me go ahead and give this space a quick cleaning. Floor is nice and dry, so I can start decorating. First thing I'm going to do is go grab that rug. All right, seagrass is down. But see what I mean? I have to center it between the closet door and the wall. If the closet weren't there, I could center it between the columns and the wall, allowing for a larger rug, centered better, especially centered evenly on the front door. It's a little off right now. But we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. Now I thought about doing a console table here, but it's currently being used in the family room. So I'm going to go with a piece that I haven't had in here in a little bit. Little settee is in place. What do we think? I really like having some form of seating near the front door when you can, just to allow for a spot to take off your shoes or place them on. We've got a clear walkway to the front door, and I've centered it on the seagrass so the rug is acting as the anchor. Only thing I don't like is how similar in color the settee is to the seagrass. But I've got an idea. I don't know that you're gonna like it, but let's just play. What if I add this smaller faux hide rug that's different than the two larger ones I have in other rooms? I think Ivy likes it. I do wish it were a little bit larger, but that's what turning it on an angle can do. It makes it look a little bit bigger than it is. I really like the contrast now between the settee, the faux hide, and then the seagrass. To me, in my mind, it allows the settee to pop a little bit more, if that makes sense. All right, time for artwork. In years past, I've placed the art above the board and batten, but this time I'm going to place the artwork on the board and batten. You can see I've already got my nails in place. Let me show you what I found. Isn't this pretty? I'm a big fan of landscape artwork. Found this at Hobby Lobby when I found the one that I added in the sitting room, which is behind me. This is kind of my inspiration for the color palette. I love the shades of green and the beige. You've got a little bit of gray and blue. I won't be adding accents with those colors, but still, I just love the theme. I do wish I could have hung this a little bit lower, but the hooks on the back of the artwork didn't line up with the battens, so I couldn't. Still, I really like this. It's like it's one unit, so your eye goes right there, instead of having to go up for artwork and then down for the furniture. Now let's add to this a little bit, trying out two different looks just for fun. The first one being a more symmetrical look, then the second one being more asymmetrical. I found these accent tables at HomeGoods many years ago. Recently gave them the chalk paint wax method makeover. Really like the warmth that they add. And I also like how they tie in with the frame, not perfectly, but tie in with the frame to the artwork. What do we think of the green lamps? I went with those. I borrowed them from our bedroom just because I thought they would tie in nicely with the print, kind of frame it so that I've got the green over there, the green there, and then there. And I like these shades because that little trim ties in with the settee and the print as well. Now let's add in some pillows. I went with the white pillows at each end just because I've got the green lamps and the green artwork. So I wanted to pull some of that white out of the artwork and bring it down to the settee. And then opted for this whimsical pillow in the middle. I like how the bunnies have the pattern and a little bit of the brown. For this look, I've got my taller floor lamp, and I like that it is a little bit higher than the artwork, so it's not quite competing with it. And then I've just got my little greenery here in the urn. I do wish it was a little bit taller, but again, we're going for asymmetrical. But here's where I pull in my balance. I added a green pillow here. This matches one that's in the sitting room behind me, so it kind of pulls the rooms together. Brought back my cute little bunny pillow for the whimsy. Instead of another pillow, I've added this really chunky textured throw. I like that it has the cream, again contrasting with the settee. And then over here is my pop of green on this side with the faux greenery in the urn. So I have brought in some balance that way. And you know what? Here's one more look. Took away the floor lamp, brought back the accent table and green lamp, took away the green pillow, brought back the white one, kept the bunny pillow and the throw. And while it's still an asymmetrical look, there isn't as much height difference between the greenery and the table lamp as there was with the white floor lamp. And I still have a little bit of balance because I've got my green lamp over there balanced by my greenery over here. All right, my friends, that's all for today. But before you go, I'd love to know down below in the comments section which look you prefer, option number 1, 2, or 3. I'll be back in a few days to share my spring home tour and would love for you to join me then.